A private box company wants to take over adoptions, promotes ignoring age laws, promotes at home births, promotes repeat use in sibling separation, tracks private info on kids, and provides postpartum counseling. 1. Take over adoptions. We are trying to pull safe haven babies out of DCS, Department of Child Services, custody. Monica Kelsey, July 11th, 2022.
But the majority of states do go through the Department of Child Services. Now, I can tell you that we are trying to pull safe haven babies out of DCS custody and get them with their forever families faster. We don't, I guess when I say we, I don't mean me in our organization. I mean us as a community is trying to eliminate the burden on the Department of Child Services. And not that our babies are a burden, but our babies are non-reunification, and DCS is all about reunification. And so we want to make sure that the babies that are going into their care, that they can kind of specialize in that, and the babies that we're getting are not. So the Department of Child Services in most states handles all adoptions. So you would have to contact the Department of Child Services and navigate through that mess, honestly, to find out exactly what their protocols are in your state.
Who is the community that wants to collect and distribute boxed babies outside of DCS? Do we want no checks and balances and her in 100% control of these babies? Why is reunification bad when 20 to 25% of moms request reunification? 2. Ignore age laws. I would argue that we shouldn't look for this parent. Monica Kelsey, July 11th, 2022.
In the state of Indiana, we did have a child that was surrendered in one of our boxes that was older than 30 days of age. The doctor at the hospital estimated that this child was about 90 days old, so way outside of the window of a safe haven surrender. However, I would argue that we shouldn't look for this parent. This child was not abused. This child was well taken care of, and this child was lovingly surrendered and not abused by their parent. In that case, I believe they opened up a case, started looking for the parent. The great thing about safe haven baby boxes is no one knows who they are. And so I don't believe this parent has ever been found, but I do know that this child has now been adopted. So
they believe that the safe haven age shouldn't necessarily have a age limit.
And I do think we should have an opportunity for 5 months old, 9-month-olds.
When laws are broken, does she cooperate with investigations or hide information? Why is she involved at all once a baby is surrendered? What laws are optional to Miss Kelsey? 3. At-home birth. All but one of our babies that was placed in our box was born at home. Monica Kelsey, July 11th, 2022.
The parent gives birth to a child in a hospital, which is legal, and then leaves the hospital and tells them that they want to surrender the child into the safe haven law. It's completely legal. The hospital is going to know who they are. They went in and they gave birth in the hospital. The hospital gave the Department of Child Services her information.
I remember this case.
And the father's information. And so she gave the bio dad's information and she gave her information. Should that have happened? Should the hospital have given this birth mom's information to the Department of Child Services? Absolutely not. This baby was born in the hospital, no drugs, no alcohol in this baby's system. All but one of our babies that was placed in our box was born at home. Only one baby was born in a hospital. And so you can surrender a child that was not born in a hospital. Very rarely does it happen in a hospital.
Why is she creating fear around hospital births? Does the hotline tell people to self-deliver? Is there a reason she wants uninformed mothers and babies without birth certificates? 4. Repeat use in sibling separation. These kids, siblings, do not need to be raised together. Monica Kelsey, July 11th, 2022.
There's a reason why a parent chooses the safe haven law and chooses to anonymously surrender their child. And it's not because they want their child to go to another family that has one of their other kids. It is because they don't want anyone knowing and they don't want this child going. So these kids do not need to be raised together simply because they're blood. Blood does not matter. Love matters.
Has this ever really happened? Why does she fight siblings being together, which is a best practice? Does she cooperate with authorities or hide information? 5. Tracks private info on kids. How many African American babies have been surrendered in the baby box? Monica Kelsey, July 11th, 2022.
How many African American babies have been surrendered in the baby box? That's not something that we release, Mary Beth.
Why does she have any private information on babies surrendered? How is she getting that information? How is this anonymous? 6. Postpartum counseling. We don't do counseling over text. Monica Kelsey, July 11th, 2022.
Do many reach out after?
The majority of them reach out after. She didn't want me to call her. She wanted me to text her. And so for days, I texted back and forth with her. And then she finally went into counseling with our hotline counselor. We don't do counseling over text. I will tell you that. Our counselor will not sign you up for there's no way to counsel over text.
Who is doing this counseling? Are they licensed? What are their qualifications? What if a mom wants reunification? Is she helped or told no?